Okay, today is the October the 9th, 10月9號，墨爾本任務第3日 ，Mission to Melbourne, the third day of rally, which is the 38th. Actually, yesterday is the 38th, as the 38th rally in Melbourne. So, okay, today is Mission to Melbourne, 第三日嘅遊行。Mission to Melbourne 第3日遊行 ，OK。Today is the mission to Melbourne Rally the day 3，OK。今日墨爾本任務第3日嘅遊行 ，OK。墨爾本任務第3日遊行 ，OK。咁咧，今日咧亦都係當然亦都反逼針，亦都係反對呢啲咁嘅 Great Reset 啊啲嘢嗰啲遊行 ，OK。Hey, hey. Okay. Well. Okay. Got it. OK， 今日亦都唔少人㗎嘛，亦都係加埋 interstate 嗰啲人，如果加埋嗰啲今日 insist 嗰啲人，今日繼續 insist 繼續遊行嗰啲人，包括我在內 ，OK。好啦，今日亦都係我講過頭先，係啦，第3日啦 ，OK 啊。OK， 我而家準備出發㗎，而家係可以。而家 OK，we ready for the departure，OK。
All these people have gathered here. This protest is about
why not just completely stop over
There you go. Sorry, yeah.
and I'm sitting there.
Yep.
Your professional opinion.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've had that fair share of
OK，而家頭先搞少少嘢，所以就要停住。OK，I just take care of something, so I just stop for a while, for a while. OK， stop for a while. OK。
I didn't know it's like
I think 10:30 is like basically taking off. Yes. That's the old one shit. Sorry, I'm loaded.
Thank you.
You good? How are you? You a very happy birthday, mate, and I hope to see you soon.
Okay, sweet. Come down. How you going?
OK， 我而家等緊啲嘢，而家準備出發㗎啦。
I love you, I love you.
Good morning all! For those that weren't here earlier, would you please help yourself to a sign? They're actually leaning up against some of the pillars at the front. Grab a sign to get our messaging out to the general public. And to save me having to carry what's left over. for the speeches. Everyone up on the steps of Parliament for the speeches. Thank you.
All right. Guys, out of towners.
I guess it's getting a bit.
And I forgot to add, with the sign at the end of the march before you leave, would you insert the sign to one of the crew members? Thanks very much, people.
I just got freedom levels.
I'll get out of the way for you.
I've been sitting with you, so if I get tired, I can just hold her off.
No worries. This time I'm not going to hold it up. Yeah, definitely.
One, two, two.
That you said that because he's my man.
All right.
I would say
Jackie, are you here?
he says how it is. When I was sending him cameras. You say how it is, you know.
OK，佢哋而家準備演講，OK。OK，they ready for speech，OK。
All right. Good morning, freedom fighters. We're back. The mission to Melbourne continues. Now, Don has not rocked up this morning. I think he's been working, overworked, put it that way. So he's got to take a little bit of a break, a breather this morning. He's been doing a good job. So you've stuck with me. I'm just going to keep this really short. We're going to be marching really soon. Today's a little bit about, I think the theme is about politics. So we're going to touch on some political things. First, I'd like to thank again all the people that have come from around Australia, interstate. Yeah, give them a big round of applause and give yourselves a huge round of applause. I drove to Canberra a couple of times, and Canberra's not as far as Sydney or Adelaide or Queensland, let alone Perth and other places around Victoria. It's a huge commitment. It's unbelievable, and it just shows the resolve of this movement. And we are committed to stamping out this tyranny. Australia is not going to fall down. So good on you guys, and you're sending a really clear message to the government. We are going to keep going. We're not going away. So I asked myself, a lot of people come up to me and they ask me, or they say to me, oh, these politicians, they're all shit. Oh, why can't we get a good leader? Why can't there be a Gandhi or a bloody someone? Why are they all liars? Those people in there represent the lying, corrupt people out there who have sold their souls. They are a true representation of the people of Australia who have given up and given in to corruption and lies. When they lie, they say, oh, well, what are you going to do? When they're corrupt, they say, oh, well, we've got it good. And they put up with the crap. And that's why we end up with crap in our house. Because we allow the crap to exist. Us people here, they look at us and they say, oh, look at these pathetic, weak people. Well, guess what? We're not the weak ones. They're the weak ones. They're the weak ones who, unfortunately, and I'm not putting them down, they are weak. They're scared. We They are being bullied by evil people. And we are the people that stand up for them and stand up to the bullies to protect them, to protect our brothers and sisters, our mums and dads, our children, our cousins, our family. We are the protectors. Unfortunately, this is our duty. That thing there, those people in there, they're not a government. They take their orders not from the people up. They take it from the corrupt corporations and billionaires and trillionaires, whatever you call them, globalists, down. That's where they are. So that they, and someone said it yesterday, they're not a government, they're a criminal organisation. That's what they are. And they're not representing us, they're gaslighting us. I really love that word. They're gaslighting all of us. So people ask, why do we protest? What are you doing? How are you going to win this? And it's not clear. We ask ourselves sometimes, how are we going to win this? Why aren't there more people here? Well, we are going to win this because not everybody can come out and protest and do what we're doing. There are millions of people, billions and millions of people around the world who just need to be informed. And we, by doing this, we are spreading the word of courage, of the truth, and the movement, the narrative is crumbling, and we are winning. We are absolutely winning. Now, we can't claim the victory when it happens because the victory will come through people that came before us. There are laws and there's ways of life that people gave their life for to get rid of slavery, to get rid of oppression, and they've written them down and they've carved them out in stone, and those laws still exist. And we are going to rely on those laws, and we are going to use those laws to put these bastards in prison. So what we need to do is keep fighting and encourage those weak people, and I mean that with respect, our brothers and sisters, to jump on board. Read the laws, do the research. We're going to win this. We've got to keep these corrupt bastards on us. We're going to get rid of the rot and put some good people in there. Now, to help us do that, we've got Jackie Dundee, who will go on and on and on about the Constitution. But she's right. And here she is. Give her a big round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Australians, firstly, I wish to honour and show my respect to my forefathers, our forefathers, who sacrificed their lives for our freedoms. I also wish to show my respect to our First Nations people, and always utmost respect for all of our veterans who have put their lives on the lines for this country as well. Now I'm going to run over some bare bones basics here. The Constitution is the supreme law of this land. Now, pursuant to Clause 5 of the Constitution, all courts, all judges, all people of the Commonwealth and all people of the states, notwithstanding anything in the laws of any states, are bound by the Constitution. The Constitution is indissoluble. And just because this government has hidden it from the Australian people for approximately 50 years does not mean it does not exist. There is a lot of misinformation regarding the 1973 Constitution has wrecked it all. Look, I've got a digital version, the 2012 digital version of the Constitution. All our protections, all our guarantees are still contained within the Constitution. This is why this stinking criminal corporation of a government has hidden it, because they do not want us to know our rights. Now, I give the analogy, I lived in West Virginia for a couple of years, back in the, it would have been the late 80s. Now, at that time, it was the second poorest state in America and 98% of them were illiterate. If any shit went down, they could stand there and say, I've got constitutional rights and protections. They did not need to be able to recite or know one section, but they stood strong in the knowledge that their constitution protects them. Now, our constitution is based on the US Constitution. Our Clause 5 is their Article 6.2. Our Chapter 3 is basically their Article 3. The drafters of our Constitution based it very closely on the American Constitution, but guess what? Ours is more powerful and it provides us more protection. This government, any law they make pursuant to Section 51 of the Constitution, any law the Commonwealth Government makes is subject to the Constitution. It's the same with all state laws and acts. They are subject to the Constitution. Now, just because we have Governor Generals, Attorneys Generals, and all these assholes in government that are not adhering to the Constitution and are passing unconstitutional acts, this does not mean that the Constitution doesn't exist. And constitutional rule is by the will of the people. It was put in place to grow organically with us. The hierarchy is, it is under the blessing of Almighty God our Constitution was put in place. We, the people, are next. The Constitution sits below us to protect us from tyranny. And the government are on the lowest level. They are our public servants. And they are there to adhere to our will. We have got to flip everything. And I will always reiterate, we are the ones that are lawful. So everything we do must be in the right frequency. In light, in love, in peace, and lawfully. We will get this country back. Now, I'll give you some classic examples. The way these state health acts have been used across this country, what you've got to look at with an act is its intent and purpose. And then you've got to look at its practical operation. These state acts have been used under the powers of quarantine. There is no other explanation for it, because they have used them to lock us in our homes. They have used them to create curfews, all kinds of utter rubbish. Now, there are only 3 police powers that exist to restrict or prohibit our movement. One is if you have committed a crime. The second is if you are suffering under a mental illness and may cause harm to yourself or others. And the third is the power of quarantine. All 3 of these police powers require facts in evidence.
Yes, yes.
You cannot arbitrarily or disproportionately use the powers of quarantine. Quarantine powers are highly restrained and constricted. It is only if you are labouring or showing signs or symptoms of a contagious infectious disease that you can be quarantined. Now, there is a federal act that covers that. It is the Biosecurity Act. Federal acts sit above. They are superior to these inferior state acts. Under the Biosecurity Act, you would have had a control order issued against you personally if you are required to quarantine. It would state the disease, the length of time, and all your details. Not one person in this country has been issued a control order. Therefore, the powers of quarantine have been used arbitrarily and disproportionately. We have not committed any crime. We're not suffering under a mental illness. What other purpose, what other reason was there for them to lock us in our houses? They were using the powers of quarantine. They don't want to admit it, but we'll get them to in the courts. Now, the other way they have used these health acts in their practical operation Now, this was a collusion between the Commonwealth and the state governments, how they could force this vaccination upon people. And there is high case law precedents that have been set showing you cannot persecute somebody for declining something they may lawfully decline. You cannot force any medical service or preventative upon anybody. It substitutes as trespass upon the body, abuse and assault. So the other way they have used these in their practical operation, these state health acts, they have actually used them as industrial relations laws. The federal act that is king, that governs the employee-employer relationship, is the Fair Work Act 2009. This act has expressly written in it, so this is where we're bringing into the courts of Section 109. There is an inconsistency here with a federal act and a state act. Section 109, when a law of the state is inconsistent with the law of the Commonwealth, the latter shall prevail, and the former, to the extent of the inconsistency, is invalid. When the courts look at indirect inconsistencies, think of it this way. It is something that is expressly written within the Act, where the Commonwealth have clearly evinced their intention to cover the field on that subject matter. So the employee-employer relationship under the Fair Work Act 2009 at Section 26, they have clearly evinced their intention. They have expressly written in this comprehensive act that this act is to the exclusion of any state or territory industrial law. Section 26 goes further. It even goes to show you what would be classed as an industrial relations law, a state or territory industrial relations law. That is any state law that is trying to regulate the workplace relationship, is trying to put conditions in place, etc. It is exactly how these state health acts have been used. I'm still absolutely gobsmacked that these corporations and employers went along with this. They were threatened with hundreds and thousands of dollars in fines if they did not enforce vaccination upon their employees. It is absolutely unlawful. This government is not adhering to Constitution, the supreme law of this land. They're not adhering to their own federal acts or state acts. And it's up to we, the people, to stand up. We are living in a lawless country. Unfortunately, they've been using our police as puppets. Now, I will say, I used to start the protests off like this, or our gatherings. If there is anybody here that incites any kind of violence, aggression or abuse, you're not a part of this movement. Our police are here to look after us, and we want them on our side. So we are all here in peace, in love and light and lawfully. We have got to stand up for the sake of our children. Now, I've just been handed this as an example of some of the measures they're putting in place. We're all awake here. We know that this COVID-19 was a hoax. The entire purpose was to harvest our DNA. This is all about getting our genes. That's what it's all about. It does go down a very deep hole. Look at CERN. They're also trying to find the God gene particle. This goes very, very deep. And we are in a spiritual war. So we must remain in the light in the name of our Almighty God, our divine energy. We must, because there is too much satanic bullshit going on. Apparently the Herald Sun even did an article saying Victoria is known for the satanic rituals that are occurring here. So I'm not going to go down that track. I'm going to read you out some of the bills they are trying to pass here. If we deviate from a defined path or track, there's a fine up to $924. Well, this is a joke. If we engage in sport or a recreational activity without a permit, we're going to get fined up to $1,849.
What the hell?
Are you kidding? If you go swimming without a permit, once again, you're going to get a fine of $1,849.
Term 10.
Organising a group of 30 or more to visit, which would include schools without a permit, again, a $1,849 fine. Collecting firewood for personal home use, a $3,698 fine.
Term 10.
What the hell? This is all about control and utter control. Our taxpayers' dollars paid for all this surveillance. We do not want surveillance. We do not need to be surveyed. All of this shit should be ripped down. It's a joke. Absolute control. What the hell is interfering with a rock? What does that mean? Up to a $3,698 fine. I don't even know what that means. Filling a chainsaw with oil or petrol on grass. Fine up to $1,840. Fishing, $2,000. Look, they are trying to make laws so we cannot be self-sufficient. We cannot help ourselves out as community. And this is a very important thing that we need to recognise. We are at war. This government has declared war on the people. They are trying to take away any ability to self-sustain us. They are passing laws where we can't grow our own vegetables. They are passing laws where if you are a hunter or a butcher, you're going to get fined if you dare to share some of that meat with your friends or family. They are passing laws if you gift a friend or family member, Joe Blow, $10,000, they're going to fine you $2,000 and the recipient. They're trying to tell us what we can do with our money. They are trying to control every aspect of our lives. Now, none of this can be done. It is all absolutely unconstitutional. And that's been the thing that's upset me through this whole thing is we have had so much distraction. We've had so much lack of focus on the purpose and the remedy and the message that we need to get through to this corrupt corporation. And that is, we've got a constitution and we know it. And we're watching you. Removing puppets is going to do nothing. These stupid chants. Sack Daniel Andrews. That means nothing. They're laughing. They'll just replace him with another puppet. Freedom. We are free. Stand up and own it. Do not comply to this shit. They cannot restrict or prohibit our movement. They can only regulate it. There is High Court case law on all of this. And I will say that all the High Court cases up to date, all the decisions that have been made in nearly all of the cases, the justices, the High Court justices, judges of the courts have been making the right decisions.
But not
it
all
is simply the arguments, the cases that have been presented have been designed to fail. And every single one of these cases has had the media out the front ready to report and say that these restrictions have been tried in the courts and have been found not to be unconstitutional. That is a blatant lie. None of those cases determined that. Those cases determined that the arguments were incorrect. They determined that they're going insane, they're arguing under Constitution. They've been told over and over and over, these lawyers, the restraint of the Constitution operates upon the legislative authority, which is the Act. So the acts, such as the State Health Acts, have been put in place. That is the authority. The CHOs work under them. So you must invalidate the Act. To question what is called the actions of executive officers, that is in legal or lawful terms, that means you are acknowledging that the Act is actually valid. So they needed to have been going and challenging the validity of the acts in their practical operation. And these health acts are not only indirectly inconsistent, they are directly inconsistent because they have altered, impaired and detracted from the operation of federal acts, superior acts. They can't do it. They've done everything they can't do. We have got to stand up for the law of this land, and every Australian needs to be chanting Constitution. Okay, I think I've done my time. Thanks everyone. Share the knowledge. This is about empowering everyone.
I did warn you, she'll go on all day. Thank you, Jackie. All right, guys, we're ready to march. We've got a banner here that says freedom. Who wants to hold the freedom banner? Get up the front. Let's organise ourselves. Let's do it. And yes, please stay behind the banner. We've got to send a clear message.
You want a sip? Nah, but I don't want to fucking sip of yours. Yeah, well, I don't good. No, but I don't want to have fucking whiskey in the water.
Guys, we need another volunteer to pull this little trolley along. If anyone's got a... It's very lightweight. Does anyone want to help?
OK， 頭先 Jackie 等啲講完佢嘅憲法嘅對我哋個提醒我哋嘅權利同埋我哋嘅憲法嘅認知。OK，Jackie 等啲係一個唔錯嘅女人嚟嘅，應該係。KOL again, okay? Okay, now, okay, Jackie Dundee just said that we have to know our rights and teaching us about lesson about the Constitution, okay? The Constitution of both. No.
By the centre. Right, by the right.
Oh, Dan Andrews again. You again. Maybe you did.
Alright guys, since we're into mixed noise now, started off by letting them know that we stick together. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. You can only see about 40% of the males moving here, guys. We're a unit. We have to act like a unit, so everybody's going to get involved, all right? Now's not the time to be shy. Let's make some noise, guys. Ready? Try again. The people united will never be divided.
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 Okay, we're now starting.
Never be divided.
The people united will never be divided.
People united will never be divided.
The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided.
Wait.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Wake up, Australia! Mass hysteria! Wake up, Australia! Mass hysteria! Wake up, Australia! Mass hysteria! Wake up, Australia! Mass hysteria!
Oh, wait.
Wake up, Australia! Mass hysteria! Wake up, Australia! Mass hysteria! Open your eyes! Open your eyes! The government lies! Open your eyes! The government lies! Open your eyes! The government lies! The government lies! Open your eyes! The government lies! Open your eyes! The government lies! Open your eyes! The government lies! Please jack your please.
Protect us now. Constitution is how. 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 Constitution is supreme. Use it now. We are free. Get back where you belong on the plot and we'll tell you what to do. We the people are the power. Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour. Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour. Constitution is supreme. Did you like the other one better? Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour. Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour.
We're
Okay, there was a problem with the Wi-Fi. Okay, so I'm gonna connect it to another channel. Okay, to yep, which is another Wi-Fi channel, data channel. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, okay, we got some problem with my Wi-Fi, okay? There's some Wi-Fi which is the mobile Wi-Fi is some problem, alright?頭先有個八婆喺度俾中指我哋。
所以要睡了。
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
People, you say power. People. People. When I say people, you say power. People. People. When I say people, you say power. People. People. When I say people, you say power. People. People. When I say people, you say power. People. When I say people, you say power.
Yeah. All right, we got you. OK， 頭先 free WiFi 唔係咁好，咁順暢 OK， 我一轉翻 data， 我用 data。OK，the free WiFi is not very good in the city either, so I've used the data OK， mobile data OK。
Hey guys, down here in Melbourne, what do you all think about Dan Andrews? I don't think you heard you guys. I said, what do we think about Dan Andrews? Sack Dan Andrews! Sack Dan Andrews!
Jail Dan Andrews。
We're not going to vote for him, Sack them all! 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 Open your eyes, the government lies! Open up your eyes, the government lies! the government lies. Open up your eyes, the government lies. Open your eyes, the government lies. Open up your eyes, the government lies. Open your eyes, the government lies. Open up your eyes, the government lies. Open your eyes, the government lies. Open up your eyes, the government lies. Open your eyes, the government lies. Open up your eyes, the government lies. Open your eyes, the government lies. Open up your eyes, the government lies. Open your eyes, the government lies. Open up your eyes, the government lies. Open your eyes, the government lies. When I say government, you say lies. Government. Lies. Government. Lies. When I say government, you say lies. Government. Lies. Government. Lies. When I say government, you say lies. Government. Lies. Government. Lies. When I say government, you say lies. Government. Lies. Government. Lies. When I say government, you say lies. Government. Lies. Government. Lies. When I say government, you say lies. Government. Lies. Government. Lies. When I say people, you say power. People. Power. People. Power. When I say people, you say power. People. Power. People. Power. When I say people, you say power. People. Power. People. Power. When I say people, you say power. People. Power. People. Power. When I say people, you say power. People. Power. People. Power. People. All tough plan, it's pre-rehearsal this week. It's not the way we're gonna go. You world order, we say no. It's not the way we're going to go. You world order, we say no. It's not the way we're going to go. You world order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. You world order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. You world order, we say no. It's not the way we're going to go. You world order, we say no. It's not the way we're going to go. You world order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. You world order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. You world order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. NWO, we say no. The NWO has got to go. NWO, we say no.
NWO New World Order 死，新世界就再死。
NWO, we say no. The NWO has got to go. NWO, we say no. The NWO has got to go.
Everyone behind the banners! Everyone behind the banners!
Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour.
Constitution is the power! It protects us every hour!
Constitution is the power. us every hour. Constitution is supreme. Use it now. We are free. Constitution is supreme. Use it now. We are free. Constitution is supreme. Use it now. We are free. I say people, you say power. People! 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 We the people are the power. 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 Government, you are public servants. 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 We tell you. We tell you. You don't tell us. We tell you, you don't tell us. We tell you, you don't tell us. We tell you what to do. We tell you what to do. We tell you what to do. We the people are the power. Government are our public servants. We tell you what to do. Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour. Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour. Constitution is supreme. Use it now. We are free. Constitution is supreme. Use it now. We are free. Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour. Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour. We the people are the power. Government, we tell you what to do. Government, we tell you what to do. Because we the people are the power. Government, we tell you what to do. We the people are the power. We the people stand united. We the people are one.
OK，我哋而家轉身。
United we stand.
OK。
We are one. We are one. We are one. We the people are the power. Constitution is supreme. Constitution is the power. Constitution is supreme.
Constitution is supreme.
Constitution is the power. Constitution is the power.
You know what? I'm alright.
We the people are the power. Government are our public servants. We tell you what to do. Government, learn your place. We the people are the power. We tell you what to do. We the people are the Constitution is the power. It protects us every hour. Constitution is supreme. Constitution is supreme. Use it now. We are free. Constitution is supreme. Use it now. We are free. We the people are the power. Government is our public servant. We tell you what to do. We the people are the power. Media lies. 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 We the people are the power.
The people united will never be divided. 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 We are one. New World Order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. New World Order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. New World Order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. New World Order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. New World Order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. New World Order, we say no. It's not the way that we're gonna go. NWO, we say no. The NWO has got to go. NWO, we say no. The NWO has got to go. NWO, we say no. The NWO has got to go. Right, guys, back it up a little bit. Everybody join in. NWO, we say no.
Look up Kaczynski experiment, alright? Go home and look it up, alright?
NWO, we say no. The NWO has got to go. NWO, we say no. The NWO has got to go. NWO, we say no. The NWO has come through. We stand together and we will not run. Hey Victoria, we are one. Hey Victoria, we are one. We stand together, we are one. Hey Victoria, we are one. We stand together and we will not run. We stand together and we will not run. Hey Victoria, we are one. Hey Victoria, we are one. We stand together and we will not run. We stand together and we will not run. Hey Victoria, we are one. Hey Victoria, we are one. We stand together and we will not run. We stand together and we will not run. Hey Victoria, we are one. Hey Victoria, we are one. We stand together and we will not run. We stand together and we will not run. Hey Victoria, we are one. Hey Victoria, we are one. We stand together and we will not run. We stand together and we will not run. Hey Victoria, we are one. Hey Victoria, we are one. 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 We When I say media, you say lies. Media. Media. When I say media, you say lies. Media. Media. When I say people, you say power. People. People. When I say people, you say power. People. When I say people, you say power. People. People. When I say people, you say power. People. People. When I say government, you say lies. Government. Government. When I say government, you say lies. Government. Government. When I say government, you say lies. Government. Government. When I say media, you say lies. Government. Media.
We say, you serve us, alright? There we are.
My next strike no longer protesting for freedom to live and extend living in security. Take place. Huge shout out to all these people in Mission to Melbourne who think they do an awesome job at organising the event. Shout out to Tammy as well for organising all of this.
亦都係第三日㗎，而家咧就經過黑警嘅總部，係 Shane Pattern 個 Shane Pattern 個工作地方，死人冚家產 Shane Pattern 喺度 ，OK。
your sign.
Okay, okay.
The people united will never be divided.
Okay，而家我差公佈。
The people united will never be divided. 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 The people united will never be divided.
Yeah. They try to play against the Wi-Fi, so I have to use the data again.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I don't know why. The Wi-Fi is not doing well. I don't know why. Hey, did you have some problems with the Wi-Fi? Urge. Did you have any problems with the Wi-Fi? Because did you have any problems with Wi-Fi? Because I have problems with Wi-Fi just before here too.
I'll clean up, man.
Why? Oh, yours? Yeah. I use the data. That's mobile data.
No. Not any problems.
Oh, you're lucky. What? Oh, alright.而家喺總部嗰度遊行。
Alright guys, sorry brothers.
你靚女嘅，唉。
Okay. Sorry guys, we're running really late. I'd love to be, but we're going to keep moving. We're going to get back to that in a minute. So, what are we doing here? Oh, first of all, has someone lost the key? There's a key here if you want to grab it. Okay, so that you people won't know who this guy is. Now I wrote it down, but I should have memorised it. It's so easy. Cops for Truth, Roland Crystal.
Gentlemen, try out some music, but we'll maybe be a bit good. I don't know.
In 1960, Lee Harper wrote a novel, To Kill a Mockingbird. A quote from To Kill a Mockingbird. And this is not only to my colleagues here, because you already know this stuff, my freedom colleagues, it's to the officers who are standing here. And I'll say with all due respect to my former police family, have a listen, please, to this message. I want you to see what real courage is. Instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand, it's when you know you are licked before you begin, but you begin anyway and see it through no matter what. Every police officer who joins because they have a desire to support their community. They have a desire to do what is right amongst the people that form their family and their friends. But somewhere along the way, that journey has been lost for some of our colleagues. And it's important to remember that not every police officer has gone down a path that is regrettable. If you need police, they will still come to your aid. But I'm not here to defend Victoria Police. I'm not here to defend anybody. I'm here simply to give a message that is very important for our police officers who still remain on duty. Firstly, as Jackie told us earlier, the Biosecurity Act is the overriding federal legislation that governs how the authority will manage any health crisis. Federal legislation overrides state statutes and public health orders. If anyone is suspected of being subject of a condition that requires quarantining, as Jackie said, those people should be issued an individual control order, and that should be able to be tested before a court. None of that has been done. All of the safeguards in the Biosecurity Act have been bypassed. And this nation at the moment, as we know, is lawless. It is time that not only the Australian community start to join the dots, but it's time that our law enforcement brothers and sisters who come from our own community, there will be people in this group that have family members who are police, brothers, cousins, uncles. They shop at the same shops. Their kids go to the same schools. And so do every officer who is standing here. I've been where you are. The ones up the back with their backs turned, who are not even listening. Let's turn around and face our police family. We do not need to level abuse at them, that's not the point of this. But let's turn around and face the police officers in this building right here. Instead of you serve us, stand with us is a far more powerful message. We do not need every officer to leave the police force. We need them there, but we need them to understand what's going on. We need them to come back to community. Stand with us. 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 Stand with us.
我哋一齊咁嚟，我而家俾機會俾你哋 ，OK， 唔好話我哋唔俾機會俾你哋 ，OK， 唔好話我俾機會俾你哋 ，OK。
Our police need to know that the community wants to have a relationship with law enforcement. They want our police to be part of the community. But the damage that's been done so far, I again am not here to defend. And as I said earlier in mission to Melbourne on the first night, there's a place for righteous anger. Absolutely. We've heard from people like Matt Lawson and from other people who have been injured by overzealous thuggery from some of my police family. But let's talk about courage. Because every officer wants an opportunity to exercise that courage. And so they give the police now tactical gear. They look paramilitary.
They're a paramilitary force.
And then what they do is they herd a group of sheep before them. And they say, go and attack. That's not what you're there for! If you're too scared to go after a gang member, you don't come picking on low-hanging fruit. These people are your community. They want a relationship with you. They want to be able to trust you. They want to be able to tell their children, go to a police officer if you need help. That relationship is gone at the moment. You have a lot of work to rebuild that. But your community will allow you to do that. But you also need to understand the laws you enforce. Rules are not laws. You are not there to serve a government that is lawless. You have original authority. Every officer has discretion. You do not have to win at any cost. Many a time in my career, I've walked away from a situation, not out of cowardice, out of courage. So what takes more courage? I say to my colleagues, former colleagues, what takes more courage? Does it take courage to be armed with taser, baton, handcuffs, firearm, body armour, and then to confront mothers and fathers who are trying to support their families and trying to maintain their basic human rights? Does that take courage? To come in 6-on-1, put them on the ground? There is something in policing and there is something in law that acknowledges an act or an omission to act. It takes more courage if you see some of your colleagues acting unlawfully, acting like thugs, to actually step in and prevent that assault. That's where the courage is.
Preach it, brother! Preach it!
The opportunity for you, Victoria Police, and for other police departments around Australia, and even around the world, because social media will carry this, the opportunity for police, that window of ignorance is bliss, is closing. It was bliss for all of us for a long time. That window is closing. Your opportunity, my former colleagues, to rebuild that relationship and come back to your oath of office and to exercise your discretion and understand your original authority, that window is closing, but it's not gone. And I ask you to please consider carefully everything you do, every power you use. Every time you act upon a citizen, you do that with the utmost of integrity and awareness of the impact you have upon the community.
Woo! Yeah! Yeah! That's all a private corporation! New South Wales Police Force have been sued multiple times! The last lawsuit between individuals, $33 million!
There is a lot of knowledge in this freedom community that policing and common law and the Constitution and all these things are at odds with one another. But at the moment, the presiding force that we have is the constabulary under statute. And so until and if and whenever that changes, we still need to work with that. So I ask my freedom community not to abuse the police, okay? They have done wrong, some have wronged, but there is still an officer there, there's still many that will come to your aid, that will come into a dangerous situation and will support you. One last point before I go, 18.3%. I want you to remember this number. This is a different topic, but it's very important. 18.3% of Australians did not vote in the last election. We know the votes are corrupt. We know the system's corrupt, but that's a big percentage for us to lose. And that wasn't Liberal and Labor voters. It was largely our people that decided there was no point. We're going to talk more about that as time goes on, but we need to harness that vote, and though that system is corrupt, we need to work with it until we can change it. God bless you, and God bless this amazing nation.
Hey guys, I've got told I'm going to make this quick. So this is actually a message to the Victorian Police here today. My name is Tristan from the People's Revolution up there in Queensland. Making a film too, the bugger. The reason why I came down was because we watched on the last 2.5 years in disgust in the way that the Victorian Police were treating their own people. Absolutely disgusting. We have a relationship with the Queensland Police. They respect us and we respect them. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. I'm not saying any Victorian police here shot the people on that day or arrested him or body slammed him. As a whole, the civilians of Australia watched on in absolute disgust. You guys dropped the ball big time. Your colleagues were breaking the law every time they did something like that. Every single time. You have brought the name down of every single police officer in this country on a whole. You should be ashamed of your operation, ashamed of your group. And if you don't, your morals are extremely low and you need to start picking them up. I'm surprised the military didn't come in and start whooping your asses. The next time you try that shit, maybe it's going to happen. Yeah. And remember, there's 26 million civilians in this country. How many of you are there? You better start realising what team you're on. The Queensland cops are my brothers and sisters, and I tell them every time we see them. We shake hands, we actually give them hugs. They work with us. They might not agree on everything we do, but they're respectful. And what we've seen around this country, you guys have acted like absolute criminals. So I think it is important that we come down here and drill you. Because you guys need to have a chat to your own teammates and go, next time we get these shitty orders from Dictator Dan, we might want to say no, we might want to hand a badge in. Because I'm telling you right now, the way this world's going, this country's leading to a communist dictatorship. Right now, if you don't believe it, bad luck. In a few years you're going to see it. You make the choice right now where this goes. You guys are the front line of this. You guys and you women, you're on the front line of this. If you want this country, if you want your children to have any sort of future where they have decisions and choices to be made, you start joining the people now, or it's too late, and we're going to blame you and they're going to come for you too. Remember, we are on the same side. We are your brothers, we are your sisters, and I mean that. But when you need talking to, you need to talking to. I'm not above you, I'm not below you, I'll walk with you. Always remember that. Alright? We're all together. All these people here, we're all together. This is dire straits, guys. We are in a big, tough time. Why do you think these people have come from all around this country? I left my family to be here. I left my job behind. I've lost so much money coming down here. Because it's serious. And I look into your eyes when I say this, guys. You need to make better decisions going forward. You need to make better decisions. If it means handing your badge in, you hand it in. Have faith that you'll be looked after. I know you've got to put food on the table for your kids. I understand that. I've got 3 kids at home too. But sometimes you've got to make the tough decision. I love you guys, all right? I love you. I want you guys to make the right decision next time and actually listen to these words. Don't stand there and ignore these words. We are in this is history-making time of the world. The biggest crime has been committed against humanity in the last 2.5 years.
Look at me.
It doesn't matter what side you stand on. You have to stand with the people. All right, guys, we'll leave it there.
Give it up for Tricky. Alright guys, give us a bell, we're going to start marching again.
OK， 而家我哋到咗 Flag Stop 嘉倫啦。OK，we all at Flag Stop 嘉倫 now。OK。 暫時呢個遊行暫時完嘅 ，OK， 暫時完嘅係啦。
Mission to Melbourne!
Mission possible! Mission possible!
No thanks. I'll have a meal. No, thanks. I'll have a. Yeah, I'll put my sign here, right? Just temporary. I'm gonna put my meal, right? OK， 嗱，而家咧，我哋遊行隊伍去到呢度啦。咁咧，我哋而家咧就咩就暫停咗攬住 ，OK？ 因為我而家食飯 ，OK？OK，the rallies is stopping here because I have to have a meal. So sorry about that. I wish I could continue live, but however, because of the limitation, because I have to have a meal. Plus, the rally stops here as today was scheduled. So we have to. So I have to stop my life. So just for temporary, and I'll be back. Okay, in about 30 minutes to 1 hour. All right. All right. Yep. Thank you. OK， 我大概要食嘢食1個鐘頭到，大概1半鐘頭之後翻嚟。OK， I'm stopping your live now, and thanks to everyone that watching today. Please subscribe to my channel. If you like my people, please tell your friends and family wherever you are to subscribe my channel and watch more of my videos to get my enough watch hours to get my so I can earn money from YouTube. And I can earn another way of living. OK， 如果你係 like 我哋嘅反逼針嘅撐我哋自由遊行嘅，咁你唔該你 subscribe 呢個 channel， 同埋叫你啲朋友親戚朋友 subscribe 我嘅 channel。OK， 多謝晒。好，咁我而家食飯先。OK， 多謝你哋嘅乜嘢。OK。